Welcome to the House of the Princess. I'm Princess AV. Now, today we are going to talk about the Housewives of Potomac reunion part 2. Honey, this episode I wasn't as enthused as I was the last episode, but we all know that Bravo, especially in TV, they like to take you up and then take you down and just take you up a little bit just so they can keep you watching to the next episode so you won't know all the tea that you came to see, but they just want to keep you in. I think that's what happened this episode. It was good, but there were parts of it. It was like, it's just a filler episode almost. The most part of it is Candace. I'm tired, but we'll get to that at the end of the show since it was at the end of the show on Bravo. I might go a little bit out of order today. I just don't have a lot to say as much as I would have because I was just a little bit bored with the rigmarole of it all. The same old stuff. It seems like we're going over the same storylines over and over and over again. And I just really want to see something new from this show. I believe the Housewives of Potomac is a good franchise. I've loved it since day one. I've been watching it all 5 seasons because I'm an Atlanta fan that Potomac just comes right in line for me. You know, I'm a big fan of Karen. I used to be a big fan of Giselle first season, but as time is going on, I'm really not feeling her like I used to feel her because I don't like the mess that she has put herself into, the mess that she stirs up. And I will say that a lot of this episode, we were able to see the mess that she continually kept up when it came to the housewife. Now, we picked up where we left off in last episode, where Monique was reading her about her good boyfriend, Jamal, or like y'all like to call him Jamal Bryant, and how he's been hoeing all over town, allegedly. I could care less if New Birth give me a cease and desist anyway, but we'll say allegedly. You know, he's got all these women, and this woman that called out this man's telephone number. I couldn't do nothing but laugh at it. But she really looked uneasy. And as a woman, I could say it could never be easy for your man to be out there in the streets and for somebody else to sit up there and put your business on blast in your face and you have nothing to say. I think that was the face of, I know it's the truth, but I can't admit it to you. And I don't want to let you see me sweat. And no, you are not supposed to let nobody see you sweat, but honey, we understand. Just admit, like, your relationship is not what you're trying to make us think it is. I think she's trying so hard to make herself believe in it that she thinks we gonna believe in it. But we all know it's nothing going on there. I do believe that it's a farce or something to it. Mr. Jamal Bryant has never passed up an opportunity to make some money or to be on TV. He has been on numerous reality TV shows, and I didn't see this as no different. Now, he had nerve enough to come this week with his upside down binder, honey. That was a mess. As a pastor, just even as a man, that looks suspect to me. I don't know too many men that sit up here and make it their business to correct or to come back at a woman. Like, this is woman's business, and you had to attack a woman. And those who don't know, you can go to several blog outlets all about the tea, DJ Richie Sky. I'll try to find the links and put it on the chat so you could go back and look and see what I'm talking about. He did a live on Instagram, but he took it back down. And he was trying to read Monique. And, you know, all of our favorite line in there was, how you going to give me receipts when I own the cash register? It's like, what man do that? What man is trying to read a woman? And look at y'all, hear all the noise in the background. That was perfect timing. No. I don't know what man tries to read a woman. And then he got going on to say that Chris Samuels has CTE. How do you know that? Do you have proof of that? That he insinuated that he attacked the women and he attacked Giselle and Robin at the reunion. He wasn't even there. And a real man, if a man had came at your woman, you ain't sitting there on the internet trying to pass licks. You coming to do something. But then at the same time, he low key threatened them, talking about, well, you may know my phone number, but I got your address. That's real hoodlum talk. That's street talk. And that just lets you know that he is not above none of this that y'all think he is. I don't think he's a good parishioner. You know, he's a street talker. Allegedly, he might be having to resign from New Birth, but I cannot confirm that. I usually don't put that out there until I confirm things. So I'll do some research on that to confirm things, but it's really just messy. As a man, he should have been there for his woman. I don't care if they got him on the visit phone, on the chat, on the iPhone, and he stayed in the phone as her man. That's where he should have been. And he should have been there for Giselle. And he made her look real silly. But we'll go back. We'll go continue to go on with Giselle. I think Giselle is getting her just desserts because her and her man, they do not exemplify themselves as people who are in the ministry and who care about other people, who care about other people's feelings and what they love. None of that. They don't have any empathy, and it's a mess. Now we talk about from that how she had something to do with the fight. I noticed when they did a lot of the close ups this time that Giselle was in the back. Like, you know, she was going doing hood stuff too. Like she was excited about the fight and them going back and forth until the hands got laid on each other. And then she turned coat on Monique. She turned coat on everybody when at the time she had she had the means and the way to stop all of that argument in the first place. But you also see during the montages, they show how Giselle planted seeds of discord amongst all the housewives, especially between Monique and Candace, how she went back and forth carrying the bone. But she'll never admit that she carried the bone. And that's a bad thing. It's terrible. And her going back and forth between Monique and Candace, instead of getting them in a room and having them talk it out or being a mediator or go between, she planted the seeds of discord, which also caused them to fight a little bit more. Um, at the lake house, Monique finally admitted that she was wrong, but she did that. I believe it was on Watch What Happens Live where she admitted before, okay, I did a little bit too much. Oh, yes, I overreacted and I'm sorry about that. So we got past that one time and she admitted it again on the reunion. But too little too late. It's a little bit far gone and those things happen. But Giselle continually to sow the seed of discord. And she watched them fight and they were getting satisfaction of these two women arguing until now it has gone too far. And this should be a lesson learned to a lot of people. This is what you get. Now, Monique is saying that she was triggered by the hands. Now, I didn't see the hand go under her neck only because, you know, we were watching a split screen during the season. So now we get a chance to watch all of the uncut information and the uncut footage. And she did have her hands in her face. But we all knew the whole time that you heard Monique say, get your hands out of my face. That's all you got to say to a person. When you get to doing this, get your hands out of my face. You have invaded my personal space. And I do not think that the fight would have quite went that way if Giselle had not pushed Monique. Now on the reunion, that wasn't a push. I was trying to fight her, but Monique was not about to jump on Candace at that point. All she was doing is twirling her hair. And everybody knows if you're really trying to break out a fight, you would have put your whole hand across her, or you would have went over there to her and put your body in her way. You would have said, sis, calm down. But she didn't have that intention. She didn't have that intention at all. And it caused a rift in between all of them. And it caused that fight to purely escalate. But yet again, we see who Candace is. And Candace, you hood rat B, you this, you that. And the whole reunion, Monique couldn't blink her eyes without Candace muttering something under her breath. Like she had to continue to bring attention to herself like a little child. And I've never seen that before out of grown women who are so sophisticated. I've seen ghetto people do it all the time, but they're sophisticated. And I think it's just a hot mess, and she should be shamed. But we know she's not. And we know that she pushes this narrative on television. Oh, she lied on me. Oh, she did this and she did that. It's silly. And along with her, Giselle and Robin pushed the narrative that the fight was caused by people online. And, Candace wants you to feel sorry for her because people are bullying her online, and they told her to die because she threw the glass. They're not giving us credit as viewers for having common sense. Okay. We watched the fight, we saw what happened. I don't understand why she doesn't have any acceptance and have the same energy that you had that mouth to trigger this woman, to have that same energy to accept what happened. It's been a year. Move on, girl. People beat on fought 4 or 5 times. You still have not moved on. And I know Andy said you cannot make a person move on, or you can't say, how long it takes them to get over. Yes, you can. Okay. But all that crying, you ain't that emotional, just like it happened yesterday. Okay. Then you want to tell Monique why you ain't crying. It's nothing to cry about. If I'm sorry, yes, I'm sorry. And that's it. Everybody doesn't get all emotional and bowled over like Candace did. And I just think it's a mess. I think it's over the top. And I think it's just dragged out. Everybody is being very dramatic about it. I am very surprised at Andy and his one-sidedness during this whole thing. How he sat up there and said the footage didn't say that. Boom. Producers put it on the screen that it happened. Oh, that didn't happen. Boom. The producers put it on the screen and show it. And they really didn't give Monique any credit. And that is wrong. And I think Andy owes Monique an apology that he did not give her yesterday evening, that he should be able to sit back and watch the footage and see that that girl said what happened. Okay. She told you what happened. Anyway it goes, the fight was wrong. It's over with. Let it go. All these post-it notes and all that crying and all her eyelashes coming down off her face, and oh, I need a minute. It's just overacting. And I don't even think at this point that cry is so much as I'm a hurt cry. It's I'm a pissed off cry, and I can't have my way. I'm pissed off that y'all not giving me enough empathy. I'm pissed off that you're not catering to what I want. So I'm a big baby, and I'm going to act a fool about it. And that's where that crying comes from. I truly think, I didn't say this last video, I don't think, but I truly think that Candace has some mental issues going on. I think she's bipolar, just like Monique said, that her husband said about her live in person with the light switch. I do think that that's for real. I think that she shuts on her emotions and shuts them off, because there's no way you could go from use a hood rat ass B to oh, you crying. Oh wait a minute, let me get my tissue. Let me do the Candace. We almost do. Like she hit me. It sounds like my 5-year-olds when they were kids. You hit me. You hit me. Okay. Lady, it's just not that serious. You can still be mad if you want to, but just the overdone emotions, I'm just over it. And I want to go back to one more thing, another narrative that Giselle pushed, that she said that wasn't supposed to be said, or she did not say things the way they were supposed to be said. And she said that Ray said he didn't love Karen. He didn't say he didn't love Karen. We were talking about being in love with Karen. And he just said, I don't know if I'm still in love. But a person can love without being in love. And I just wanted to make mention to that. Like it's a mess. She's a mess. Robin, yet again, she didn't really serve any relevancy in this show other than to try to be the other green-eyed bandit and be a support to Giselle. She just had no relevancy, and she tried to discredit Monique and everything that she said. I'm just not with it. I'm like this. If it doesn't apply to you, just shut up and go about your business and go to your corner. Just let it be. Out of all that, Monique still had. I'm sorry, Candace still had a lot of mouth about Monique. She still had a lot of things to say about Monique. And then you want to cry victim. You're not a victim anymore. Um, Monique, there's somebody who stands with you. There are a lot of people that stand with you. I hope she comes back this season. I know she's gonna come back because she's an asset to the show. I hope she feels like coming back because they don't really deserve her. Again, Andy owes her an apology. I am excited to see what's in, as Candace say, the thirst book. Okay, the receipt book, honey. She got all of them, and she got statements. And I am for her. Anybody that comes for you, you better be ready to defend yourself. And I think she is well within all of her rights to defend herself, no matter what anybody says. So I'm excited to see what happens next week with Monique and Chris. I do not believe that Chris, he's a mild mannered man. He doesn't even seem to raise his voice much. To see what he's about to go up against with the other couples and the other men and what he has to say. Um, the light skinned Chris, I'm excited to see what he has to say. Um, Ashley, Michael's not there. So I don't think we're going to hear much from her. I'm tired of the narrative with Michael grabbing on people's behinds and being gay. I'm over that. So that's why I didn't even talk about it. Okay, they some freaks. They do what they need to do and they keep it moving. Just let them be. Let them people be. Let that girl have her baby and let her have her husband. Okay, well, she knows how many booties he like to grab per day, and that's on them. Wendy, I just think that she doesn't have too much to say. I don't see her husband having too much to say. She didn't serve a lot of purpose other than her 4 degrees. Of course, I know Karen is about to bring the heat. We all see on the commercial where she talks about everybody tearing each other down. The Grand Dame will be Grand Daming, and I'm here for it, okay? With that being said, I thank y'all for tuning in. Please follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Y'all got all that stuff going on. Y'all see it in the chat. Uh Thank you for coming to the House of the Princess, and the lights are off. Bye bye.